Hey everybody, this is Pablo with Mattress Makers.
I'm Gabe.
In this episode of Mattressology, we are going to talk about coil count and does it matter. So let's go. When people are making a big purchase, there's a lot of things that are based on a number. When I was looking for a TV recently, the big number that everybody talks about is resolution. You know, does it have 4K? Does it have 8K? I mean, that was like the number that TVs were using. Computers. I also just bought a new laptop, and again, the number that people are always focused on, myself included, was the RAM. How much RAM does it have?
How much RAM?
Yeah, the RAM. And even the cars, what's the number for the cars? Horsepower. That's the number that I see a lot, is how much horsepower does it have? More power. So everything has, a lot of things have numbers. And if you talk to a lot of these experts, they'll tell you that there's more to the story. That does not mean quality, you know?
Yeah.
Well, mattresses are the same thing. There is a magic number that people come in and they ask for, like, what is this? What's the number here? Mm-hmm. And that magic number that people always talk about is, Gabe, coil count.
Coil count.
Coil count. Like, I see people come in with their notes, they come in with their printouts from online, and they're asking the coil counts. I say, okay, let's hold up for a bit.
Yeah.
It's not about the coil count, and we want to talk about coil count. So first of all, Gabe, what do coils do? What's the point of coils?
So first off, I mean, really,
But they've been used, I think, since like 1849. Did you know that?
Wow, I thought it was 1848. Oh,
No,
okay,
1849. I believe. Well, I could be wrong. I think Stearns and Foster did it. We'll correct that if we're wrong. In the 1800s, Stearns and Foster, horse and buggy carriages.
No, you're probably right. I was just throwing it.
Yeah. Okay. So, but Gabe, what is the point of coils?
Point of coils is really what you want to look is two things. One, that's usually the support layer. So you want it to support your body.
Okay.
You know, the heavier parts of your body, and to allow for the conforming of your body, right? So that's support. And the second thing is to align your spine, for help with spinal alignment.
Yes.
That's the two main things that you want your coils to do.
Yeah, actually.
They're secondary things, right? You know, but
you want it to conform. This is essentially what you want. Just bear with. This is an ugly old one, but yeah, you want it to conform.
If you guys ever seen this though, this is actually, we took this contour from Pablo. So his profile.
My calf muscle. This is my calf, actually. You want it to be supportive. You want it to conform and to be in alignment for a long time too. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about. Yep. There's factors that influence that. It's not just by coil count. So actually, Gabe.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, does coil count matter?
Yes, of course. But then also, no. I mean, yes and no. But both, it depends.
You sound like a politician. You sound like a mattress politician. Like, yes and no. What do you mean?
Well, man, I'm vying for a position, man. I'm trying to take over as president of this company. You know, I'm trying to knock this guy out of here. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No.
Lyndon B. Johnson. All right, Lyndon B. Johnson.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it matters, but it's not the tell-all. You really, like I said, it really depends.
Yeah. You know? Yeah, there's factors. So Gabe, what does it depend on? There's factors of like the coil count makes a difference. So I agree. It does, yes and no.
Yeah, first you got to make sure that one, you're comparing apples to apples, right?
Yes.
It's, you know, the same coil. You got a pocketed coil, and you're not comparing it to like a Bonnell coil.
Okay, let's talk about that. You got Bonnell coil. Like
you got a Bonnell
apples
coil.
to apples.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, okay.
This is a Bonnell coil. Yeah. We actually did a video a couple years ago we went a little bit more specific on different coil types. You guys can see that video. Click on the link at the end of the video.
Yeah.
So there's different types.
You're not going to compare these two. That's not comparing apples to apples.
Totally different. Totally different.
It's like comparing apples to oranges.
You're not going to be able to fit as many coil springs in that connected coil as you are in a pocketed coil. So do not use that as a comparison. Okay, what's the other factor, Gabe?
So the other factor is the gauge of the coil, how thick that coil gauge is.
What is gauge? What does that mean?
Gauge is how thick that wire is.
Okay.
Right? So how thick of the wire is being used in that coil.
Right, and that's important. That's important. And like we've said in other videos, the lower the number, the thicker the coil.
Correct.
The higher the number, the thinner the wire, the thinner the coil. So
usually the thinner makes it a little bit softer.
Yeah.
Right?
What's the other factor?
The other one is going to be the diameter of the coil. So the diameter of the
how pretty much how big the coil is, how round that coil is.
The other one you know what affects coil count is like the coil density of it.
Which means how many coils are in that little area.
In that area, right? And then you've got, well, what are the coils used for? Is it the support layer, or are you now putting it as comfort layers?
Yes.
Right, that affects coil count.
Yes, all of those are factors, and I'll show you guys. I'll break down really quick, just so you can see. Because a lot of times now, like if you're looking online, you're seeing 600 coils, all the way up to like 4,000 coils. I mean, they are pretty dang extreme when it comes to these coil counts.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, is that crazy? Is that mattress that much better?
Right.
Than that much? Like, how do you fit 4,000 coils in a mattress? And I'll show you how you do it real quick. So I'm going to show you, like, this is how you can get a lot of coils in one spot. I mean, first of all, I remember when I was just very new in the mattress industry, someone was talking about coil count, and they used this analogy. Then I would have a million of these little springs inside. Obviously, if you have a million coils like this with this tiny wire, this would not be good either.
No.
So again, don't base it just on coil count. Unless you're a little guy, then you can have a little coil like this. But no, this is the analogy I remember seeing back in the day. When you see a lot of these coil counts, a lot of it, and Gabe, you mentioned it, like what was the role?
Right.
You know, like where does it play a part in the mattress? So what are these?
These are micro coils.
Micro coils. So yeah, there's so many different little coils now. You got these micro coils. They're just a lot smaller coils. Now they take the place of the comfort layer. You know, we talked about the comfort layer in one of our videos, is the cushioning on the top part.
Yep.
You know, these are not meant for support layers. So you can see all these little coils right in here. When you have this much, it's easy to get 2,000-3,000 coil counts inside, and they come in so many different little types and diameters. So
yeah, usually it's like you got your coils, right? And then you have your foam on here, then they put another coil up here, another foam, and they put these really small, like nano type coils, right?
Yep.
And then it's like, dang, they've got like 4,000 coils in there. It's that pencil coil, like the smaller coils. So when we were talking about coil diameter,
Yes.
right? You can see it right here as this is a smaller diameter right here than these coils over here.
Yes.
So that's going to affect the coil count as well.
When you see these smaller coils, you're going to get a lot higher coil count.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not bad. You know,
Right.
having these in their mattress are not bad, but it's just not good to use it based on coil count. This is an edge support that another company uses, which, you know, I don't see. We talked about it in the past. I don't see nothing wrong with this type of edge support, but it's not a good way to base it on your coil count.
Yeah.
You're definitely getting a lot more coils with this. That is the different types of coils. And now, Gabe, when we start comparing apples to apples, you said it depends on the diameter, depends on the type. We're comparing apples to apples.
Yep.
Like, so you see these two pocketed coils, they look the same, or what's the difference?
Well, now then it comes out, how are they designed? Right?
Yes,
how are they constructed? You got the same coil gauge. How much wire is actually being used? Also, how many turns are there in that wire? Let's see if we can just use this right here.
Well, actually, here, let's do something better. We have actually two different types of coils, and they look the same. We'll show you that the difference in the amount of steel, the amount of turns, how high the coil is. This is a very important factor when we base it on like coil quality. So these are both both about 8 inches tall, 8-inch coils, you know? Now, what I'm gonna do, like we took these out yesterday. This one was from this guy, and then this one was from this guy.
I'm going to show you basically really what power loaded coil is.
Yes,
right?
power loading coils, and the amount of steel, really the amount of steel in that spring,
Yeah.
you know? So, I'm gonna open this. No. Boom!
Look at
You see that?
pop. Look at
Just
that
pop.
load. Look at that power loaded.
With the coils that we use, we put it's just an 8-inch pocket, but we put a 10-inch coil into that 8-inch pocket. Now let's see.
Wow, would you look at that?
This is another company that we've used them. We don't use them anymore, but this is probably the most common type of way that they do it.
Well, let's see. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Here it goes. It's coming. Oh, there it goes.
Not much. You see the difference? I mean, it's not very power loaded, you know? So, and what the power loading does, it adds that tension there, you know? There is the tension. And actually, this one is like a braided coil too. Or this is actually had 2 coils in one. Let's do this one right here.
Coil count.
Coil count. Yeah,
know?
this is an easy way to add coils, is you just put more coils in there, you know? Where's it at? Okay, so this one is from a company that we have used in the past. They were the most common. Wow, I'm gonna sharpen my knife. Okay. You see, there's a difference in the type of coil. Now, Gabe, real quick, again, let's see. Let's count the gauge. Where's the gauge? First of all, these are the two coils. You know, you see the difference? There is quite a difference in height of the coil. The gauge is going to be a differentiator on it. Now, again, the gauge doesn't always tell you its quality. It just tells you the firmness of it.
All right, so let's.
This is Gabe's toy that got him for Christmas a few years ago.
Yeah, that was, oh man, best Christmas.
Okay.
It's like a 14 and a half gauge.
About a 14 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is about a 14 and a half, you know?
You see it on that side? Let's go on that side. 14, so 14 fits, but the 13 does not.
Yeah. Sorry. Maybe the 15 does not?
Yeah.
This one is going to be a bit thicker. Let's see, what is this one?
This one is probably like a 13 or something. Let's see. Yeah.
Should do this so the camera can see.
Right here.
Yeah, that one's a bit thicker. Thicker wire, 13 gauge.
Yeah.
That's a factor, but you see the difference. So, like, now let's see how much steel. Now, here's the thing with the turns. You'll hear like a 5-turn coil, 6-turn coil. That's important too.
What does that
That's how
mean?
much steel. So you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is considered a 5-turn coil. Not, again, it's not bad. It's just not topless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-turn coil. So the more turns on the coil, like here again, when it comes to coil count and coil density, side by side, this affects, the amount of wire affects the stability of the coil.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely.
It affects how stable it is.
Yeah.
So Gabe, explain.
Yeah. So you got less wire, which you look side by side. This one on our side is our right side, has less wire, which means it's more stretched. You can kind of see between the turns.
Yep.
There's a lot more stretch to it.
Yep.
When it's more stretched, it makes it less stable.
Yes.
So you got less of a stable wire, and also turns out to be less durable.
Over time, it can start to lean.
Yeah.
You know, and you
Whereas
can
this one, you can just see side by side.
I mean, just standing alone, this one is a lot more stable, you know, where this one, you know, you tip it over, like, yep, you know, but this is just a lot more stable as well,
Yeah.
you know? So you got to imagine, you know, with
shaking.
700 to 1,000 coils makes a big difference. Now, also, let's see the wire. The amount of wire is important, too. So,
Yeah.
Gabe, let's stretch this out really quick.
All right.
Okay.
And it's going to be, I'm going to get it fully straight, but
Yeah.
just give me those pliers.
Want to do?
Okay,
Man, we should probably use...
All right.
Watch, yeah, hold on to it, man. I don't want it to fall back and get my face, you know? You know, can you guys see this okay? Let's see, we got to turn it though, you know, kind of. If this thing, let's see. Okay, now we need, okay, pull it. Okay. Now let's get our tape measure. Let's see where we're at. We are
35 inches.
35, about 3 feet, which is give or take. I mean, we definitely probably could
Yeah.
go a bit more longer, but it just,
Maybe about 36, actually.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, about 36
Yep. All right, so this
on this one.
was the more wobbly. There
Okay,
you go. Here's a less wobbly.
here is the one.
Okay.
Gonna turn it a bit.
Yeah.
Man, do not let that go.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm trying to go for another position.
All right, let me see that. I'm
you
just scared this is gonna come out and hit me in my eyeball.
This is 42 inches. 40, almost 43 inches.
And that's not stretched out, so,
Yeah.
yep. So,
Dude, that's almost 7 inches more. It's about 7 inches more in that wire.
6, 7?
Yeah, 6, 7 inches.
Yep.
So that's what we use in our
What
coils.
was the percentage of that?
Yeah,
you know,
it's a
That's
percentage.
a pretty good percentage.
Yeah.
Can you do the math of the percentage? What, about 10%, 20% more? So that makes a difference when it comes to like how much steel, and then when you multiply that between 700 and 1,000 little springs, it makes a lot more difference.
A lot more goes into that coil count than just coil. Like how is a coil? Like what's the coil count? How's this mattress?
Yes.
Coil count.
I would say you give me 700, 800 good quality coils versus 1,200 of these type of coils. I would pick the 700, 800 of these coils over the 1,200 of these coils.
Yeah.
Coil count is not a good way to base your decision off of. I hoped this helped you guys make it a little bit more clear on, and hope we dispelled the coil count myth.
Yes.
The coil count myth, I think we busted it. Hopefully for you guys, I hope this helped you. Remember, like, subscribe to our channel. That really helps us out. And also, if you guys are on your mattress shopping journey and you just need help with it, you guys want to talk to someone, you can talk to myself, Gabe, or one of our trained mattressologists. You could either just give us a call or click on the link below and we can book a call, like an appointment with us, and we could just walk you through it. We ship nationwide. If you're in San Diego, come visit San Diego from one of our stores and we'll ship it to you.
Yeah, or you can even ask for the person behind the camera too.
Behind the camera too?
Just say, can I
yes.
speak to the person behind the camera?
Yes, that is. We did a few videos on coils. So if you want to see the one that we go a little bit deeper in coil types, click on this video. Yes. If you want to see us open up a mattress with a bunch of different coils in there, click on this one. So hope this helped you guys. Thanks for watching. Sleep well. God bless.